This is a party election broadcast by the Labour Party.
This Thursday's elections are a chance to send a message to David Cameron and his government. It's become increasingly clear they simply cannot be trusted. They certainly can't be trusted to make sure the richest pay their fair share of tax.
The wealthy and big companies got billions of pounds in tax cuts in George Osborne's recent budget, while working people suffered significant losses. So, when times are tough, the government squeezes the less well-off while letting the richest avoid paying the taxes that the rest of us do.
You know Labour will make sure the big corporations and the richest pay fair taxes and take the pressure off the rest of us.
They can't be trusted to protect the local services we rely on.
Spending on social care, that's care homes, home visit, Meals on Wheels, has been slashed by more than 20%.
David Cameron has no idea how devastating the cuts are for communities far from Westminster.
For the first time in a long time, I see a political leader and a party that cares about how these decisions actually affect people.
They've failed to meet any of their targets to fix the economy.
Has George Osborne succeeded in getting rid of the deficit and cutting the debt as he promised? No. It turns out he's failed to hit every one of his own targets. Debt is still growing and he doesn't expect to close the deficit for another 3 years.
Labour's answer is for everyone to contribute fairly,
including the big corporations and the super rich. But surely that's just common sense.
They're making damaging cuts to the NHS, the police, and care for the elderly.
In January 2016, 3.3 million people were waiting to see consultants.
You can see that Jeremy Corbyn and Labour are completely committed to the NHS.
they're determined to see that it gets the support that it needs.
18,000 police officers and 5,000 community support officers have been lost under the Conservatives. Over 500,000 children are now being taught in supersized classes over 31. 15,000 kids are being taught in classes over 40.
What Labour stands for isn't just fairer.
It's also the only way to give us kids a real chance of a better future.
Cuts in the support for women will leave mothers £13 billion worse off over the course of the current Parliament. £13 billion? Can that be right?
Labour is the only party that will make sure I get the help I need with my children.
Let's stand up and vote for all the people that this government is trampling over.
Let's vote for the party we can trust to make sure the richest pay their taxes like the rest of us.
We need to stand up for our essential services, our NHS, our schools, our police force.
Please vote Labour this week. We can't take any more of this unfair and destructive government.
We need to stand up and vote for Labour. It's the only way to give ourselves a decent future.
So this Thursday, May the 5th, send a message to the government and vote Labour. Stand up, don't stand by.
That was a party election broadcast by the Labour Party.